Providing high-quality, rigorous academic standards to benefit all students of all levels begins here with teachers. Before learning takes place, Boise's educators meet in professional learning communities, like this one at Capitol High School, to discuss and strategize how best to serve students. In this case, educators discuss ways to successfully implement critical reading and writing skills. PLC teams meet regularly at each elementary and secondary school and serve as the engine that drives improvement in the classroom. The result is better academic standards that are benefiting all students in Boise. Case in point, critical reading and writing skills taught as early as third grade are helping students learn better with a deeper and richer academic experience.
I'm Keri Simpson and I teach third grade at Liberty Elementary, and I like to show you some ways that we use critical reading strategies in our third grade classroom. So we use critical reading strategies in our classroom as a way to access more information from the nonfiction primarily that we read. And since we've been using these strategies, kids are able to get a lot more meaning out of the texts that we read. Today, they're reading about wild animals as pets, and they're having to mark pros and cons as they read. Sometimes we're marking for causes and effects. It really varies, but it gives students a focus when they're reading their nonfiction. We use it across the board, so we use it in math every day. The first thing we do when we get a word problem, we mark the text. And so it carries over into everything.
Yeah, I do like to use critical reading strategies. They're fun sometimes.
Students see the benefits of critical reading and writing skills.
Sometimes if you read like a paragraph or a book, sometimes you don't understand what you're reading if you read like right through it. But sometimes if you mark the text and understand what you're reading and like write important information on like another piece of paper, you can understand what you're reading better instead of just reading it straight through.
Critical reading and writing skills are also paying off for T. Harelson's fifth grade class here at Mountain View Elementary School. Her students are analyzing the Disney movie Pocahontas through literature written by Chief Roy Crazy Horse, a Native American who questioned the accuracy of the popular movie.
Yes, they'll be reading a passage on how he thinks Disney portrayed Pocahontas in his video. And so I will be modeling some of the text within text connections because that's a lot harder than making text to self connections or text to world connections. I'll also be modeling how I can paraphrase certain lines in order to clarify information. And then as I see fit based on my students and how they're doing, I may even have them stop, pair share, partner talk or whatnot to try it themselves and make those connections or clarifications on their own while we're reading it together. Why do we have to kind of stop and think about is that really the truth when we read anything, when it comes to articles, primary sources, newspaper, watching TV commercials? Why do we have to stop and analyze whether or not it's really truthful?
Because sometimes they are telling the truth, but sometimes they exaggerate on it. And when they write it down, they might get some facts mixed up and they get some things wrong sometimes.
The critical reading and writing skills learned here in the elementary classroom translate into students better prepared in high school to succeed in rigorous coursework, like advanced placement classes and this high school accelerated chemistry class.
I'm Maggie, Hickie. I teach accelerated chemistry at Timberline High School, and critical reading and writing is helping my students prepare for not only the rest of my class, but also AP classes and college, because it just makes them focus on what they're reading and what the questions are asking, especially a little bit more. But what we did was went through and read critically circled keywords for an introduction for a lab that we're going to be doing tomorrow, where it's really important that they understand when the phase changes happen, so melting, freezing, boiling, condensing, because there's specific things that are happening, temperature change, energies going into breaking, certain forces that they really have to remember. And if we don't key in on those keywords, they're not able to do math for it, and they're not able to answer the questions that go along with understanding what's actually happening in the lab.
High school students say applying critical reading and writing strategies are resulting in better learning and better test scores.
Yeah, my test scores have improved. I've always been a straight A student, but definitely I think I used to really stress out a lot on tests because I am a slow worker, so especially like on the PSATs where time really becomes a factor. I found critical reading helps me because it just kind of helps me space out things a little bit and helps me rearrange my priorities.
These skills help me a lot because allows me to focus on what I need to really learn. So if I go through and I find something that I don't exactly remember right off the bat, I can circle it, move on, and come back and review that. Not only that, but afterwards, I can actually just read through and find what I've circled or underlined and determine that's what's most important instead of having to reread it multiple times in order to determine which one's important and which one's not.
The research is clear. The more rigorous coursework our students are exposed to, the greater their chances of succeeding after high school. In fact, students who take even one AP course are more likely to graduate from college in less than 6 years. Teaching critical reading and writing skills to Boise students is the right thing to do. It not only helps them learn better today, but also prepares them for college and career success tomorrow.
Just trying to explain to them, you're not going to get guided through this in college, so we're trying to give you those tools right now. Do this when you're struggling. And some of them have bought in and some haven't, obviously. That's always the case, but hopefully at some point they see with their test-taking skills especially, it's getting better.